Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Build Erebor. Now, it feels like we've been away from this series for like ever, and I'm really glad to be back in the driving seat, back in the building seat, and getting back to the town of Dale and getting this all finished up. Now, I really want to get this series finished before the second Hobbit movie comes out. So what that means is picking up the pace and getting this place built quicker. We've got the entrance to Erebor itself, that rock kind of fortress carved in the mountain, and you can see that the large entrance and the bridge reaching over that small river outside with those cool glowing braziers in the side of the fortress itself. And as we fly through Dale, you can see the town is pretty much built. We've got our themes down, we know how we're going to build the houses and the buildings that are left to be built, and we know how we're going to decorate it as well, with those white trunk trees, hedges, flowers, and some water features. But also I need to come around to the front here and take a look at this road that connects to our main gate and get that built too. Now off camera, I made a few modifications. You can see here, this kind of bridge stair section next to the Rich District that just makes the place look better, and I think it's a better way to get up and down to the Rich District itself. Also we have the small bridge here that also climbs up there, a little stair section. And here and there I'm going to be adding those things in to make the town of Dale more traversable to the people that live there. But to start with, I'm going to put down what I think this town is really missing. I think it really does lack a few more guard towers. Now we have plenty around the edge, on the walls, but inside the city itself, there aren't that many tall reaching guard towers, so I thought I'd put down one right here using stone brick and sandstone. What I wanted to do also was put down a guard tower that I was happy with that I could copy and paste around to different locations in Dale. So I was hoping this would be a design I'd be happy with to carry on and copy around the town. Now again, aesthetics are key, and you see me here messing around with etched sandstone, stone brick steps, and sandstone steps, until I had a design I was happy with. And you can see here, I've got kind of like a stone brick structure coated in sandstone, and I've used stone brick steps as jagged decoration here and there. Now with one side done, I copy and pasted that around the whole thing. And I wanted to build kind of sandstone support struts out of sandstone steps to hold up the main tower. So that's what you see here around the edge. And then I used sandstone half blocks on the corners of the tower to give it a kind of jaggedy, kind of reaching effect. And then I complemented and augmented that look with sandstone steps on the four sides of this tall tower. Now when I thought it was high enough, I started to build up the top of the tower. I wanted it to bloom out slightly like a bulb, but not too much, and I wanted to stick with sandstone and stone brick steps. And once the stone brick steps were in place, I began to build the roof. Now I wanted the roof to be bordered with a lip of stone brick, and then use wood steps to make the actual roof itself. But I wasn't quite sure if I was happy with this design or not, for the roof at least. But anyway, I came back down to the rest of the tower, jazzed that up a bit, took away a few things, added a few things here and there, and now you see right here the finished design for our guard tower. Now there's a sandstone half block missing there that I did fill in later, but for the most part, I'm really happy with how this building has gone. So with the guard tower done, I got my wooden axe out, I copied it, I came over to this location here, near the trade district, worked out where I was going to press paste, and kablamo, put down my guard tower. And there you go, this tall reaching structure really helps give the town a bit more height. I know that the town is up and down in places, and for the most part, it's got a good height differentiation around the whole place, but there weren't really enough tall reaching structures. Also, I realized that the roofs on these guard towers totally did not match at all the roofs on the guard towers around the edge of the city. So I figured I wasn't happy with the roof anyway. I would rebuild the roof and the top of the tower to be pretty much the same style and theme as the guard towers around the edge of the walls. So using dark wood, wooden fences, and sandstone and etched sandstone and sandstone steps, I finished the roof on one guard tower and copied it over to this other guard tower to keep the look and theme of the city pretty much the same. Now, with the roofs of the guard towers done and the guard towers themselves complete, I'm not sure if I'll paste any more around, but for the time being, 2 will do. It was time to come around to the front of the city and connect up our front gate to our road network inside the city using some stone brick steps, some stone brick, and some cobblestone half blocks to make a road that connects us to the Dwarven city. Now, I might come out of the city and go towards the Dwarven gate with a cobblestone road, but I'm not sure yet. We'll have to wait and see. Again, decorating the side of these roads, the side of these walls, with sandstone steps. And finishing up with stone brick and cobblestone steps, these stair sections. Now it was time to come around to this area in between the rich and the poor area of Dale. Now I wanted to copy and paste one of the rich houses over here, somebody that couldn't quite afford to be in the rich district, but they still wanted a big house anyway. So I pasted that mansion after turning it around a bit. And it took me a few tries to get it in the right position. But finally I arrived at a place where I was happy with putting it. And then with the rich mansion in place, it was time to finish up the sides that had been clipped out when I copy and pasted it. And then start to think about this large patch of grass next to it that I also want to fill up with houses. And again, we've built so many original houses in Dale that it seems like a bit of a waste and a bit pointless to keep on continuing to build completely new houses. So what I was doing was copy and pasting existing houses and plonking them down in the residential area, using the right houses for the right job, the larger ones here at the sides, and then 2 smaller ones to go in between the 2. Again, it took me a few tries to get it in the right position with the copy and paste tool, but eventually we got there. Now, I also wanted a way for the citizens to get down from this mid-level to the bottom level, from the rich district to the medium district to the poor district. So I constructed this T-shape, which was going to become like a kind of a pseudo-tunnel / bridge with a T-shaped stairway section, and it's really difficult to describe exactly what I'm building here, but as you can see, it's basically just stairs that go up to the next level, branch out left and right to the top, and then a bridge that connects back up over the stairs to connect us between the 2 sections of road. Now for this I used stone brick steps, stone brick, and of course cobblestone steps, sticking to the theme that I'd established around the town of Dale. And I wanted to have some kind of swanky decoration underneath in the tunnel section, so I got a bit creative with the lighting and the background, because I wanted lava to light the area underneath the tunnel. It get quite dark underneath here, so I wanted a cool kind of way to light this up, and so I used lava behind some iron bars. You can see it there at the bottom. And then I used this donut sandstone stair effect that we borrowed from one of the rich mansions to decorate the bridge itself. Coming back across and adding a few kind of mini crenellations, and finishing up the road, connecting of course these 2 houses to their front doors, so the people that live there can actually get to where they live. And here you can see the lava section underneath. Look at that. Oh yeah, nice glowing lava flowing underneath, probably from the volcano, that lights up the bridge underneath the tunnel, and the donut that marks the path to our bridge across the medium district, the medium residential district. Now I toyed with the idea of actually decorating that bridge a bit more, but I thought, well, no, not really. It's not really the rich district, and it didn't really fit that it would be very decorated. So again, I came over to this bit behind there, and plonked down 4 of the same house, right next to each other, and doesn't that look pretty cool? I changed the light posts, the lamp posts outside the front, to make it look a bit different, and I added some oak leaves as hedges in the garden sections just to make it look a bit more, personable and lived in. And then it was time to come around to the back of Dale, near the gate where the water runs out of the town, the river gate. And I wanted to put a cool garden section here because I think we've pretty much run out of places to build cool stuff in Dale. And to be honest, I've run out of ideas, really, for building cool buildings in Dale. I was thinking maybe a temple, and that might still make it in, but we'll have to wait and see. But for the time being, I got my cobblestone out, my stone bricks, and I started to build this garden section at the back of Dale. Now, I wasn't sure initially if I was actually using too much stone, but I think in the end it was the perfect mix. Dale's still a city, it's still a town, but I wanted this garden to be, quite natural. So I built a fountain section on top of this hill here with sandstone, and there was going to be a river, a kind of stream, that runs out of this fountain and down along this S shape to the river itself. Oh, and that looks pretty cool. Now with that in place, I put down some trees. And then behind the wall there. Then I filled up the interim areas with a bit of bone meal. I used also some vines on the sides of rocks and stone and things to make it look a bit more agricultural. Put down some hedges, added some fences on the bridge, and across the paths here and there to make it look a bit more, parky. Then I put down a bench, some lily pads in the water, some roses, a couple of lampposts, and the garden was pretty much complete. And here you can see as we swoop into the city, through the river gate, the garden at the back of Dale. And as night falls, you can see the glow as it's lit up by the street lamps. But also, let's switch to day so that you can see what it looks like in the light of day. Right, and so now it's time to decorate these other little areas, like here, outside the amphitheatre. There was plenty of space for me to put down some hedges, some flowers, and some more trees, because there's no real room for buildings here, but I still want the area to look nice. And there we go, we've made serious progress today. We put a couple of guard towers down, did the whole residential area between the rich and the poor district, and we built a garden down at the back of Dale towards the river. We completed the road that links up our town's road network to the gate, the front gate, and hopefully we can lead out of there towards Erebor itself with another cobblestone road, maybe. I'm really happy with how the guard towers turned out. They're a perfect mix of the theme that we established on the outside of the city, but with a little more strength structurally through the use of stone brick. And the cool little stairway section you see there linking up the residential areas, that's also pretty swish. And as we come around in front of the amphitheatre, you can see the detail we added there too. Now there's a couple of big areas, like the large square next to the trade district, that we need to come back to next week, and also the area by the main gate. But next episode should be the final episode, I'm fingers crossed hoping, of Let's Build Erebor Dale. And then we can finally start to get inside the city of Erebor itself and start building that cool dwarven city. So I've been Sjin, and this has been Let's Build Erebor. Hit like and favourite and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time for some more Let's Build. Take care.